Hello, one and all, and welcome back to more Let's Play Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. I am the Max Few Trades. In the last part, a surprisingly large amount of things happened pretty quickly. The courtroom exploded, and we met Athena, and Phoenix is doing his lawyer thing again, and Apollo has been attacked, and I mean, he got hit with rubble. And now I think he got hit again, and I'm pretty sure he's not dead because I think that would be kind of messed up to do to the guy. He does not deserve that kind of treatment. And we gotta get this incredibly obviously shady dude. We gotta reveal him as the Mad Bomber. That's what we gotta do. So here we go. Hopefully they will quickly confirm that Apollo is, okay. I say in quotation marks. He's obviously not okay, but I mean like alive. This isn't exactly how I envisioned the second day of this trial to start. I would be very concerned if it was. But, given how things ended yesterday... Good morning. This room is awkward! Yeah, no one's really feeling too particularly chatty right now. The mood sure is tense. Not that that's any surprise. It just shows that they have, like, empathy. It's a good thing that they are incredibly awkward in this moment. It's like, what are we supposed to do? Who's supposed to say what? Oh, hey. Did you read the paper this morning, boss? Eh? The paper? That came out of left field. You didn't read it? Well, then you don't know the big news. Somebody spotted an abominable snowman way up in the wait, what? Tell me you know the difference between a paper and a tabloid, Athena. Look at that. Look at those eyes. Look at the eyes of this woman. Do you think she knows the difference? Somehow I doubt it. It might show up in the forest where you live, Junie. So you better watch out, okay? Oh, she's trying to do a distract. Oh, that's what she's doing. Oh. Trying to get her mind off things. You really should read the story for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice. Justice? Oh no! Wrong choice of words, Athena! Huh? Oh, poor Apollo. It's all my fault. Ah, dang it, now she's got the guilt! Athena! Junie, what was I thinking? I'm so sorry. Slip of the tongue. Slip of the tongue. What we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body, thank goodness. Yeah, I mean, I've seen quite a few murders take place in this franchise, but that would have been wild. He'd been assaulted by someone with a blow to his head and was lying unconscious. We rushed him to the hospital right away, and it looks like he's going to pull through. But it was still quite a shock to stumble onto a scene like that. Yeah, a little bit. Good lord. Is Miss Woods all right, Athena? Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. So, I mean, there's that, but I wouldn't exactly qualify that as doing good. Anyway, she's resting on that sofa over there. It's painted into the background, but I assure you, she's laying on it. I guess she really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo. Poor Junie. She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked is because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom. Oh. Guess I can see why she'd think that. By the way, how are you doing? Eh? Me? Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Miss Woods, but are you all right? Me? I'm doing just fine, boss. I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock, and I screamed a lot, and I was very scared, and I think I blacked out for a few seconds, and that was a weird moment, because I don't remember anything that happened after I saw him, but yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. People who've studied analytical psychology are great at times like these. After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions, too. I can't help but notice the contradiction on your neck there. Oh, that's really clever, but also very depressing. You know, she's smiling, but she's not smiling on the inside right now. Somehow, I don't think it's as easy as she makes it sound. But there's no denying she's a real trooper. That she is. I dig this gal's optimism. Even if on the inside she's hurting. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he? Yeah. He can't recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in courtroom number 4 or who assaulted him. Hey, Phoenix knows something about that, doesn't he? The doctor said it's probably due to that hit he took to the head. Yeah! Assaulted in a court of law and losing your memory at that. I know how that feels! Hey! Callbacks! Oh, you guys remember that? With the guy who thought that the banana, that a yellow baseball glove was a bunch of bananas? Man, those are some good times. But who in the world would do such a thing? Mr. Wright? Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say probably the same guy who bombed a courtroom. That's just my wild guess. I'm just, making some assumptions here. Just wait till I get my hands on that coward who hurt our Apollo. Now, Athena, I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. You could clearly tell that was a lie! Let's just focus on helping Miss Woods, okay? But I admit, I'm just as upset as you. Phoenix is pretty good at regulating his emotions. Okay, boss, you're right. I mean, granted, we've seen how he was in his youth, so it's a skill he acquired. You're right. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name. That's the spirit. Now, let's see. I'd better check the court record one more time before the trial starts. Why are we doing that? I guess just to keep ourselves updated on stuff. You never know when what's gonna come into play. Let's see, trauma to the back of the head caused by an impact with a flat object. Time of death between 8 and 11. The HH-3000 bomb, it was hidden inside a stuffed animal and could be detonated remotely. A piece of the stuffed animal that the bomb was inserted into. The defendant's fingerprints were found on it. A switch that starts the time bomb's countdown. It was stolen just before the blast and is now missing. The case Tonate and Detective Arm transported the bomb, and Tonate has the key. Can I get a closer look at that again? I don't know. It wouldn't be evidence if I didn't have to use it, so I should probably pay attention to everything about it. Alrighty, okay. Can I look at anything else? Right. That little screen is broken. That obviously has to play a role in things. Okay, yep, how big it is, how heavy it is. Don't see that being relevant, but thank you, I guess. It's my all-important badge. Proof of my profession. True dat. 42? A police bomb specialist. He was in charge of handling the bomb that exploded in the courtroom. And nobody finds that suspicious at the moment for some reason. Earth to Mr. Wright. I'm ready whenever you are. All right, let's get ready to rumble. You bet. Athena seems like the kind of gal who'd throw hands. If it came down to it, she'd scrap. With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. I can't let that stop me, though. I have to get this right for Miss Wood's sake. And Apollo's, too. And everybody riding on this one. Let's go! 9:50 a.m. Man, imagine having to get up that early. Could never be me. Man. I gotta say, as much as I adored the way that the games looked before, the fact that everything is 3D now, I've already seen some, really interesting things they've done. They've done some pretty cool, camera movements in limited ways, but just enough to, spice things up from the way they were to help with, dramatic moments and stuff. It's really been nice. I hope they keep doing that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. I almost said Juniper Lee. Why? The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further investigate their investigation. Yeah, okay. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question? I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor. I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed. Ooh, and you know that's so much worse. I apologize, Your Honor. Aha. Looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am. It's a good thing that the prosecutor we're going up against in this case is one of the most incompetent ones. If this was literally almost any other person, we would be in a bit more trouble. There is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial. A separate matter, you say? And what might that be? I assume you are aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial. I'm speaking, of course, of the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4. Uh-oh. Why is he bringing that up? Can't be good! Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been. Poor Mr. Justice. At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper Woods. Oh my god, we're really doing this? He isn't going where I think he's going with this, is he? He is. What a jackass! The prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault. We just literally got out of the woods, and now we're going back in. Come on, order in the court. Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial. But I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. Whoa, that had a hard time getting out. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found. I suppose this much is true. The question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice? Why indeed. What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne? I believe Mr. Justice found something in that courtroom while Miss Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her as the perpetrator of the bombing. You mean he found some incriminating evidence? Precisely. And so I surmise that the defendant picked up a piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him.
Objection!
Objection! That's a crockload of crap, Your Honor, and I will not stand by and hear this malarkey. Judy would never do such a thing. She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that. Miss Sykes, please control your outbursts. Wrong! Continue your outbursts, Miss Sykes. They're awesome. Keep it going. It is the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, man, what is up with that being so tricky? We will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself. Very well. Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice. What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Hey, yo, Phoenix, that's a comb over, not a toupee. They're different. Although, considering our conversation yesterday, I think Apollo might have figured something out. Wonder what it was. He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. Maybe the two incidents really are related after all. It's pretty goddamn likely. Let's be real. How many coincidences are there in this universe? Not a terribly large amount. I'd like to start by hearing from the defendant herself. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Miss Woods to the witness stand. Please. And the coughing is back. I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop. Yep, huff the good stuff. Miss Woods. Guess she's still really upset about Apollo. Most would be. Most people don't want to walk into a scene like that. Miss Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not? Yeah, I did. Good. If you would, then, please testify about what happened to the court. Well, at least he didn't just, like, get all up in her grill and just start messing with her or something. That's nice, at least. Alone with Apollo. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom ruins together. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swear I didn't attack Apollo! Why would I ever hurt such a kind person? I believes you, don't you worry. So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell. What an admirable young man. I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature. Jesus, Judge, that's not nice at all. Oh my God. He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice too. I hope she didn't hurt her wrist backhanding that one out. Damn, I'm glad Phoenix said it. So much better than I ever could have. But one has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins? I think Apollo might have figured something out. Something? What kind of something? Something to do with the courtroom bombing kind of something, I think. Oh! New evidence for the case, was it? That's a very big kind of something indeed. I believe so. He mentioned looking for some evidence when I was called away.
Objection!
Why you gotta be yelling? Just as I thought. There is a connection between the two incidents. But the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor. What lie is that? When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence. No, I never... Objection! Okay, now he's on the assault. Miss Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence! Extreme violence! We found the proof of her foul deed there in the courtroom ruins. Oh, what is... We're doing this... Oh my God. We're doing the bloody name thing again? Okay. What on earth? Do you see it? There in front of Mr. Justice's right hand. Witness the message he left us. It's written in blood. Woods. Why isn't that? That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods in capital letters. Huh? I submit that Mr. Justice left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted. I mean, maybe it's not always in blood, but man, they always have... It seems like we're always trying to decipher these sort of things. Like, oh yeah, no, they wrote their attacker's name down. Yeah, of course they did, sure. I find the odds that he just got knocked unconscious almost immediately to be way more likely. No, that can't be true. Why would Apollo write my name? Mr. Bright! The nerve of him leaving that message! Why would he do this? Don't take it out on me. I don't understand it any more than you do. This girl is a hurricane. Amazing. You discovered Apollo yesterday. Apollo! Oh. And then Athena did that scream. Oh yes, I remember. We didn't even have a chance to rush over to him. As soon as security heard Athena's scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area. I was gonna say, I didn't remember seeing anything written down, but I guess it could have just been like off screen. I don't remember, no, for sure. After that, they were there in courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves and had to leave everything to the police. Still, I never thought they would find some bloody writing there. Now then, please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Alrighty-do. Let's see. Nothing contradictory, which means I gotta start oppressing things. And I don't mean oppressing things. That would cause a lot more problems. No, just pressing. During the trial, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me, and we went to the courtroom rooms together. Ah, you know what? That's a good call. Hang on. Hold it! You want to elaborate for everybody on why you would go there? Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins? We went to look for my medicine. Wait, what? I thought you were looking for Rhino to stop my coughing. Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4? I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bumrap Riney, he was keeping my medicine safe for me. Ah, okay, so both are true. He has a little compartment that I can put things in, you see. Do you know Doraemon? It's kind of like Doraemon. I do know Doraemon. And Phony Fanty has the same type of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted. I had put my medicine for my coughing fits inside Bumrap Riney. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there. I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there and started looking for my Riney in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all his injuries. Apollo is so strong and kind, just like the trees of the forest. Good Lord, she is in. The way she makes him sound, you'd think Apollo was some kind of ancient god. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Wait a minute. Huh. So that's why you went to the ruins, I see. That seems to be quite an important fact. Please add it to your testimony, Miss Woods. Alrighty. Apollo started looking for Bumrap Riney near the witness stand, where there was no rubble. Okay, hang on. Is that true? Can I take a gander at the thingamadoo? Kinda looks like there's rubble in the way of the witness stand to me. I mean, assume, yeah, with all those rocks and stuff. Yeah, there's a big-ass boulder right in the way. Yo. Objection! I smell a problem here! So he started to search with the witness stand, you say? That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He was being so brave and strong. Cough. But that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that. But he was, and he still is. He might not look it, but he really is brave and kind too. That's not where we were going. No, that's not the part I'm finding fault with. Someone has a crush on Apollo. Took you that long, did it, Phoenix? Was knitting the heart scarf not enough? All right. What you are claiming is something that no one should have been able to do. But I should think that anyone can be brave and kind if they wanted to. We're in a courtroom of goobers! True, anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please take a look at the diagram, thank you, with the courtroom in this state, how is it possible to walk up to the witness stand? There's a big old thingy in the way. Oh, I see your point. The rubble blocks off access to the area around the witness stand. Does such a tiny inconsistency even matter in this line of work? Yes, yes it does. Perhaps the witness is simply misremembering it. Great. Now I'm not sure if it matters. Hey, no doubts, no doubts. This is what we do. We throw wild accusations into the air and we just kind of hope it works out. A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know. But that's precisely what Mr. Wright does best. I call slander, Your Honor. It's not slander if it's true, Phoenix. Just because you're right pretty much all of the time doesn't mean that's not what you do. So, was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say, it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy from just this diagram. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene? Let me see, Your Honor. Yes, I have one more. Well, this is substantially more useful. What? Oh, it's the... Oh, okay. Here it is. It's a more pulled back version of the photo I presented before. Okay, all right, we can use this. Yes, I approve. Hey, what's that hunk of metal on wheels? Mr. Payne, is the metallic object in that photo Mr. Tenate's bomb transport case? That's right. Is there some problem? Yes, that transport case was there in courtroom number 4 when the bomb went off. It must have been there ever since. Why wasn't it moved? Why were they keeping it there? Oh, that's it. Miss Woods, have you remembered something? Because, boy, I need something right now. Yeah, I just realized. Its position. It's different from before. Its position? The position of what? Be very clear! The position of that big metal thing. The bomb transport case? Yeah. When Apollo and I went there, it was in a different place. Where the case is in the photo was open space, so it was easy to search the stand. I see. So where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it? As I recall, I think it was more to the right? Oh! Interesting. To the right, then that means... In that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack. Couldn't have written anything under that. Who cares where the transport case was when? What difference does it make? It has nothing at all to do with what we were talking about. Objection! Shut your gobber! My music is playing, which means I'm right and about to be awesome. Where the transport case has everything to do with this discussion. In fact, it's so important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear. Well, that certainly sounds very relevant indeed. And you sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack. Yes, Your Honor. The diagram represents, it's quite literally the only place it could be. There's rubble to the other side of it. So, that helps. This diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault on Mr. Justice. All right, I have this. That transport case was here at the time of the attack, I say. It was right here! I said, right here! Take that, I say! There we go, I forgot what button to hit. It's fine, though. Your Honor, I assert that this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault. But that's... Miss Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it? Yeah, that's where it was. Thank you, Miss Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position. The transport case covers up the writing in blood. Exactly. If the transport case was in that position at the time of the assault, then no message could have been written there because the case was in the way. Which leads us to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing. Objection! Someone just grabbed his hand. Why should we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position? The flop sweat going on you right now tells me that you think I'm onto something here. She's obviously lying.
Objection!
What did I say about your gob and the shutting of it? The fact that the case was moved after the assault on Mr. Justice is proved by more than Miss Wood's words testimony alone. Wood's words. That's right, it's Wood's words. New show, let's watch it. What? And where is this proof you're talking about? It's right here in the crime photo. I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright. What in this photo indicates that the transport case was moved after the assault? I mean, there's like a trail. Do you think I just point, like I like that? Yeah, in fact, it even goes over his thing here. So yeah, that has to be it, right?
Take that!
Please be right. Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here. Woo, okay. I didn't even notice that at first. I had to really look. Glad I noticed. I see it, but what is it? This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then, after Mr. Justice was assaulted, somebody moved it! Just as Miss Woods said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault. Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left that message in blood. I like making those noises. You can't stop me. With that guy, I'm allowed to do it. If it was any other prosecutor, I wouldn't. You did it, boss. It was a real nail biter, but you pulled it off. Yep, that should bring down the prosecution's claims like a house of cards. And yet somehow I doubt it's just over now. Order in the court! Mr. Wright, that was a very clever deduction. Yeah, it was nothing, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that. He has no confidence in his brother. Look at that face. Plus, I'm sensing a definite smug and braggy vibe coming off of you. Let the man have his moments. He goes through it a lot, okay? I have just one question, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I'm feeling rather jazzy right now. If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, then who did? Huh? What? Oh! And his smug bravado has returned to him! Well... Looks like I should have taken that train of thought through to the last station. Oh boy. Well, I've heard a lot about this. So this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it? This feeling, it brings back memories of the old days. Oh, what fun we had. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin. Hey, as long as it works. Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kind of makes you sound no better than a 2-bit con man. Well, there was that one time when a guy impersonated him, but that's an entirely different story. You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. Now I'd like to hear your answer with just as much confidence. Hey, until the judge asked the question, you didn't catch on either, Buster. What now, boss? I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner. I mean, we've done so before. We'll just find a way out of it like we always do. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way through this. I have to dig my way to the truth somehow. Who could have written that message in blood? Obviously not Apollo. And... I don't actually... I'm thinking. And I think something? Let me test something out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If it wasn't Apollo, who could have left the bloody message? Well, my current theory... can I look at my evidence? No, I can't. Okay, well, that's fine. I mean, all I really need to say... Oh, thankfully he's going to be okay. But he's still at the hospital undergoing treatment. That's good. There's only one other person who bled. And... in fact, actually... Yeah, no, because you guys... I remember. Do we even have that as a photo? Whatever. The point is, we saw her... her dead body, and she had, like, so much blood. But Apollo, in his photo, he doesn't have much at all. Like, I don't know if there was enough, and he would have to have, like, while concussed, like, move his hand to the back of his head, root around for the blood, and then use that to write, which I feel like takes way too much effort. But if it was her, it would have been easier because it was pooling all over the place. That's my theory.
Take that!
To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this, but the music stopped, so I'm probably onto something. Let's go! But I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at the crime scene. A person who shed blood? You don't mean. Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind this message in blood. What? Now, I don't know why she would do that, but, you know, we're working with what we got. What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here? Not really! Phoenix, you said the quiet part loud.
Objection!
What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If you had said the attacker left the message to throw people off, it might have made sense. At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message. Yo, all right, thank you, eyes. You may need corrective lenses, but by Jove, sometimes you notice things. Let's go. I see. Even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case. But why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There's no connection between the two whatsoever, as far as we know. I mean, I think that's true. I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and defendant. Yeah. So I admit I have got nothing on that one. They had never even met each other. That's very true. I really like his freaked out face. The art is getting, I'm slowly getting used to it, and I really find it just as charming. I love it. Well, then let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be. The intended meaning? Not what it appears to be. Maybe the message was not intended to be Woods? Leon! Of course. Coming from you? That's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright. I hurt my hand slapping my desk. I don't know how Phoenix does this. Ow. You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have some other meaning? Yes, Your Honor. Huh. For something I pulled out of a wormhole, it could turn out to be true, right? A wormhole. Not the word I'd use, Phoenix, but sure, buddy.
Objection!
What? It clearly says Woods, as anyone can plainly see. Hang on, let me take another look at the thingy. Let me take a gander here. We've got multiple things. Okie-doo. But yeah, no, not nearly enough blood. Huh. Okay, well, now that I'm actually specifically looking at it, I do think something is messed up about it. Because that S... Oh, actually, hang on a second. Hold up. The only other... Hang on. HH3000. No. Yeah! Okay, so no, I noticed this, the S, it looks like a 5, don't it? Like, if you were making an S, you wouldn't have such jagged lines. Yeah, like that's the entire defining feature of the letter S, is it's all wavy, and a 5 is more pointy. Yeah. And there's like a little bit of a thingy it's missing, which would be the other part. Yeah! Okay, nope, I think I'm onto something here. What other meaning could it possibly have?
Objection!
But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe Woods only means something to the police. Like a police scanner code, for example. I didn't think of that. You may have tricked his honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. Yeah, because I can only imagine you don't exactly have a packed social calendar. And there's no such radio code as Woods in this state, dear Mr. Wright. What an incredibly obtuse thing to just know offhand. You really are lonely. Is that a fact? Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes. Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here. No, please wait, Your Honor. Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing? Well, I believe it's... And no stalling! I don't want to see no ellipses here. If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over. I'm in trouble now. What other meaning could it have beside the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language? Or maybe it's a code? Think, Phoenix. You can do this. Quite frankly, the only reason I'm able to even come up with any of this is just because it's literally the only other number or word or anything, like any written thing at all, that I have in my inventory in any capacity. So, hey.
Take that!
There you go. The bomb transport case? I've had it up to here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright! Well, then I'm sorry to say, Judge, there's gonna be so much more before the day is over. Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't the string look vaguely familiar? L100. What does that have to do with anything? What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand? Now, please, take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Oh, I think I see it. That a girl. That's one on my side. She's astute. It says woods. No, it do not. Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. Perhaps the horse is bright blue with wild mane. You never know. The first character isn't a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros. Oh, my goodness! Slam-a-jam! The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Miss Wood's name. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case!
Objection!
What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D.
Objection!
Yeah, but what if you shut your face? But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. Can I take a look at that? Hang on. Erase. Yeah, okay, if that's an L and a 1. Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. Yeah, no. Check this mess out! Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. Bada boom! Look at that! It's Lewis! Oh, would you look at that? Lewis? No, Your Honor, it isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number L10015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case.
Objection!
Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything and anything else simply by erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Rye? Well, would you, Mr. Rye? Why are people like this? The only right spelling is right. Oi. It's interesting that the 2 lines you would choose were just the ones for the T. Anyway. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here, and I think I've drawn the right conclusion. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people. The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number. But whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message. If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us? Good question. What does this number represent? It says man's ID number is what it is. Although that's a really obtuse way of putting it. Like, why not just write down the name? Is it less writing? I don't know. Either way, do you see this number here? That is my identification number. Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could have only had one purpose. No. Yes! To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. And probably also her murder, let's be real. Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name. The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than the extraordinarily creepy and twitchy dude from before, who really likes bombs.
Take that!
Shock-a-bong shucks, I know. The defense wishes to indict Mr. Tentonate on the charge of the courtroom bombing. Oh my god, so much rubble. Tentonate? Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tentonate's only specialty. Somehow the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So, when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tennate's own ID number to finger him for the crime.
Objection!
Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID? That is a solid question, I admit. Wouldn't they simply write the person's name? Yeah, he's got a good point there, admittedly. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright? That only Detective Arm would know the answer to that, but allow me to offer a theory? Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tennate's name in the heat of the moment? As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. Equally solid theory. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains she wrote Mr. Tennate's ID number. Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. Then, my god, did they do a terrible job of investigating the crime scene? If Detective Arm had left a message, it should have been found at that time. Naturally, Mr. Tennate hid it before anyone could discover it. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so. The extraordinarily suspicious fact that he was the first one to see it. What? Mr. Tennate was able to cover the message up because he is the first to find the goddamn body! Wearing those weird goggles. The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tennate himself. I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. And then a robot bear showed up. It was weird. When Mr. Tennate saw that the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case. He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function. When Mr. Tennate used them in another incident! And that would be why we heard him say that he had to pin it on that girl, because I guess it was like... Well, then again, how did he know a random girl in... Well, no. Okay. Technically, he saw her when they were in the lobby and everything, but still, either way, I thought it was really weird how specific the person he had to pin it on was. Either way. Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice. Exactly. Mr. Tennate hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purpose. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it. By adding 2 lines to the writing that the Detective Arm left behind, ba-boom! He changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack, when she wouldn't do that! Have you seen this girl? Do you even think she could lift a piece of rubble? I doubt she can hold a cotton swab. So that means the only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. Boom! And that person is Tentonate! Now get that twitchy weirdo back in here. I wish to grill him like a fish. Order in the court, order I say. I want French fries. It looks like we will have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tennate take the witness stand. Yes, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright, that smile. Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants. Such a way with words. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? That's so suspicious. I look forward to seeing you try, he said smugly, knowing he was behind everything. The dumbass. I've finally drawn Mr. Tennate back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggleman. Now watch me take your lies apart. Like a bomb, I guess, is the metaphor we're going with. Why not? Mr. Tennate, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you. Namely, why you are a murder man, why you are a bomb man, why you are a liar man. Why are you so many different rejected Mega Man bosses? I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. The allegations are all laughable, although I am physically incapable of that. I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Today. You're gonna go to jail. The message in blood matches your ID number. Yo, look at that! Look at all that 3D! The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case that I guess we rolled in here. Such a far-fetched theory, no better than a tangled ball of wires. I'll have them untangle for you in no time at all. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left her message in blood. You were the only one who could have hidden the writing and then use it again later. I see ×2, but then let me ask you, do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message? That's a very good question. Do you, Mr. Wright? Best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote that message is to... Yeah, assuming that is in fact her blood, I feel like we could probably, you know, get a pretty definitive answer rather quickly. Your Honor, I request that a DNA test be performed on the blood itself. We need some DNA evidence up in here. Once we know who it is, it will be obvious as to who wrote the message. Get that mess off your face. Very well. Bailiff, please put in a request for a DNA test with the forensics team.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, Larry. It will be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Not that Larry. That was just the first name that came to mind. Until then, let's hear more from the witness. I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is. Beep, beep, boop, boop, beep. All right, y'all go ahead and try to spin a yarn. I can't imagine it's gonna be very good. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was? Precisely. It is as plain as day that she could not have written it. It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance to the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo. Thank you. Okay. As you can see, there is blood on the rubble near the victim's body. Yes, however, trauma to the back of the head caused by impact with a flat object. That ain't flat. That's pointy. She must have died after hitting her head there. I smell nonsense. I see. All right then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart? I dare say I just might. It depends on where I'm supposed to be putting stuff, though. That might take me a second. Give me a moment here. I admit I was the first one on the scene, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. Ah, okay, that should probably be good enough, I think.
Objection!
Yee! You are a terrible liar, Mr. Tenate. Is that why you're talking through a speech-to-text function or something? To make it less obvious that you're lying? Because that's kind of clever, but you're still bad at this. Take a look at this autopsy. Specifically the part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death, trauma to back of head, caused by impact with a flat object. Yes? What about it? Slam-a-jam! Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubble. It's sharp and pointed. Hey, you're right, boss. It is pointy. Just like your hair. Why you gotta play it like that, Athena? That is odd, isn't it? What could be the meaning of this contradiction? I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The bloodstain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance. 'Twas a ruse! Are you claiming the culprit moved the victim's body? That's exactly what I'm claiming, as a matter of fact. Nice of you to notice. The victim hit her head at some other location. most likely on the floor or some other flat surface. And this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found. In that case, she definitely could have written the message. I still feel like she probably would have been dead way too fast. I don't know how realistic writing a bloody name, you know, a victim writing a bloody name of a killer really is. But, yeah. Your Honor, I have the results of the bloodstain analysis. Ah, very good timing. Let's take a look. Not Larry, let's call you Jenkins. Larry Jenkins. According to the report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood. And as the defense claims, only the parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood. It would appear that the defense's assertion is correct after all. Friggin' nice! Thank you kindly. Yes, you did it. You were right, boss. Now I have to drive it on home. I'll have to take a good look at the bloody writing analysis later. Or we could do it right now while this guy's in the middle of keyboard smashing, I guess. Hang on, let me take a look at that there analysis. DNA analysis definitively proves the blood of the writing to be of the victim. However, the lines that were added were found to be written in the blood of Apollo Justice, age 23. Oh, I think I know what that's supposed to be. Hang on, because like these photos... Yeah, we're gonna end up having to point out that there's like a chunk of the floor missing. That's what we're gonna have to do. That's why we were given that. Mr. Tenate, it is now apparent that you have told several lies to the courts, like a liar would do. Why? I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself. Fine. I will confess. You will? But then why are you so calm? This time, I will tell the truth. Okay. Let's see what he's gonna tell us this time. The truth. It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote the number. I was shocked. Shocked, I say! But I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. My bad? Bro, what? Yeah, so I tampered with the crime scene. I moved the body. Oopsie poopsie. That's on me. Sorry. Come on now. I see, so it's your assertion that you merely moved the body, is that it? That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm. Oh, well, if that's all you did, then... Wait a minute. That in of itself is a criminal act. Glad to see you finally crossed that finish line, Your Honor. Took you a bit, but you got there. Very well, then. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright. I mean, it's a classic maneuver. Confess to a lesser crime to get away from the, you know, murder charges. And the bombing charges, which I mean, the murder is I mean, actually, could the bombing be considered attempted murder? Because I think if you, like, counted up all of the attempted murders of everyone that was in the courtroom at the time, then it probably would add up to a worse crime in a legal sense than the single murder he did commit. Just because there's, like, I think, like 100 people in here. It is true, wrote that ID number. She very plainly wrote the number. I was shocked. But I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. Bro, hang on. I just want to hear more on this. You didn't think to clean away the bloody writing? I didn't have time. By the time I found the message, the blood was already dry. The police were waiting just outside for me to secure the room, and I still had to move the body. I was in a panic. With no time to spare, I temporarily covered the writing with my case. You don't say. You don't say. Okay, didn't you think the police would find it during their investigation? Regulation stipulates only specialists may touch transport cases. What an incredibly, extraordinarily convenient aspect of the whole thing. That's nonsense, bro. Because of the danger, you see. I thought I would clean up the writing once they were finished. My bad. Oopsie poopsie once again. I freaking guess. Oh my god. My bad. Does he really think that'll just magically smooth everything over? This guy is something else. I don't believe Detective Arm's dying message was just some mistake. He won't wriggle out of this that easily. What did Mr. Tenate see when he first discovered the bloody writing? There has to be a contradiction hidden in his testimony somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure there is, obviously, but I'm not immediately... It's true that they wrote the number. She very plainly wrote the number. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, hang on. I think I get it. Hang on. Yeah, show this because there's a missing R. Yo!
Objection!
That's what it is. I was right! That was relevant. Let's go. I just want to make doubly sure that the whole sequence is really what you saw written in blood. Yes! It very clearly said L10015R. Oy. But that's odd. Because that's not what I see. What on earth are you babbling on about now? Wasn't it you who claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place? Maybe actually let me finish. God, these people are so rude around here. Take a good look at this photo in the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say that? Oh, well there we go. Eep! Something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tenate? Oh, right, now I remember. There was no R on the end. It was just a slip of the finger. My bad. Oh, come back, my beautiful contradiction. It's still there, don't worry. Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure it was just a simple slip of the finger. In fact, I dare say that's a load of hooey. You have something for me, Athena? Because that'd be dope. I sense that he's extremely agitated. Almost panicked. Yeah, gee, you think? He does seem pretty flustered. I don't think we need your mood matrix for that one. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears it was nothing more than a mere mistake. That is such bubkus. I don't know, did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tenate really see it? Yeah, no, he definitely did. Maybe Mr. Tenate really did see the R. But there's no R anywhere in the bloody writing. What's going on here? It's just a chunk of rubble. Just remove the chunk of rubble. Find the rubble chunkle. The chunkle rubble. Now that I take another look at this photo, I think maybe that's it! What is it now, Mr. Wright? Athena might have the best faces ever. And that's saying something in this series. Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cords of steel? I've got it! So that's what happened! A slip of the finger? Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tenate really did see the letter R. Nah? But the photo clearly shows that there's no R. You utter fool! Sorry, Judge. No, Your Honor, actually just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tenate actually could have seen the R. If you're gonna make that claim, then you'd better be able to point out what you mean. Sure, give me a laser pointer. But part of the photo shows that Mr. Tenate could have seen the R. Right here. It's this little itty-bitty thing right here. Please look here to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red? Oh, I see it. Just on the edge of where the floor is broken up. That's the R that Mr. Tenate saw. Why must you object objectively? It's true that the witness wears some very, very odd goggles, but that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. I don't know, I mean, he committed murder and thought he'd get away with it. That's a sign of some stupid right there. What part of that little smudge looks like an arty? But what Mr. Tenate saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole and complete R written there before the floor was damaged by the explosion. Wait, what? Oh, well, that explains it. Huh? Care to explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yep, because that's the way it really went down. The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. Wait, then that would mean... Yeah, hang on. Yeah, if that's the case, then she was killed before everything blew up. With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that, we can only conclude that it was written before the Is that why he blew up the courtroom? Was he trying to destroy that message? But that's ridiculous! If that were true, it overturns your own premise. That's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred! Listen to the music play! Order in the court! What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion?
Objection!
True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way, it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast. I guess so. Yeah, that makes... It sounds like we had better look into what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne, did anyone see Detective Arm before the trial? Boy, this would help. Let's see. According to the police reports... Yeah, here it is. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was... Ted Tenate. Wait, what? No one besides Mr. Tenate saw the victim? That appears to be the case, Your Honor. Oh, Jesus. That is not good for my case. I would now ask the court to recall something. Specifically, Mr. Tenate's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. Oh my! Mr. Tenate, I waggle my finger at you in a smooth 3D-ish motion! Just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime in courtroom number 4. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tenate. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial. Mr. Tenate, your testimony, please. My testimony? There is no need for Wallace and Nitrogen and Poe for exclusive pound sign. He's completely unnerved. You must have hit the nail on the head. Because Uptupt, all I did was transport the bomb to the courtroom. I already told you, Papa comes too well to go. Woo! Dragon! Blast this thing! I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there. Bullcrap! Bullcrap and lies! You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not? Tisk. Do you always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright? For your information, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. What now, Mr. Payne? Yes, Mr. Tenate may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Arm, but an important piece of your assertion is missing. What important piece? The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim? Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tenate had the chance, without a weapon, we can't accuse him of the crime. Well, Mr. Tenate? Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, come on, look how evil he is. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective... And I said that piece of information was useless. Yeah, no, I know what you did. Did he really have nothing he could... And I can double prove it, in fact, actually. Nice! Did he really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon? What is it, Athena? Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something in here that can point us in the right direction. Well, it does say that she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object. Yeah, and to inflict that specific kind of injury? All you would need is a flat surface, right? A heavy, blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be our murder weapon. Say one that was, 12 pounds, roughly, thereabouts. Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court what was used to kill Detective Arm? I believe I can. Believe being the key word here. I don't know. You can? Then please do so now. What did Mr. Tenate have that... I've never heard of a situation where somebody killed somebody with a bomb by beating them with it, but that's gotta be the case. Mr. Tenate, you say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon, but in fact, you had the perfect thing. What? What the devil are you talking about? You had this? That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast. The bomb blast, no. But I believe Candace Arm was killed with this bomb. Then yeah, no. Yeah, he did blow up the... He blew up... He couldn't... Okay. Sure, he did call out to everyone's like, "Hey, that bomb is ticking, everybody run!" But he potentially could have killed a lot of people to cover up the fact that he killed someone. That's crazy. I believe Candace Arm was killed with this bomb. Beaten with it! Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head. Grr! Please recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to the back of head caused by impact with a flat object. We assumed this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the same effect and the same wound pattern. Gargan! Grr! Oh. Oh, we got him in a laugh. Oh, we got him in a laugh cycle. He's he-ing. What's with him? Then show me some proof! Where's the evidence that I hit the victim with the bomb? That's why I said I could double proof it! He's right, I don't have anything decisive. I do! I have proof! Did you find any of the victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. But too bad! The bomb is blown to bits! It's long gone! Boom! Game over! Yeah! Ugh. Well, he's unraveling at a rapid rate. Mr. Wright, is there really nothing on the bomb in the photo? No, but there's still a very clear sign that something happened to the bomb. I don't see any blood or anything. Wait, the timer's display is broken. That'll do it. Maybe it broke when it made contact with her head. Well, that's definitely a distinct possibility. But unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to count. Why not? Oh, that was my entire plan. I guess you're right. By setting off the bomb, Tanae managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now? At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Instead of looking for things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Ted Tanae murdered Detective Arm before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off. Which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. Oh! Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And I think I have just the thing. Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tanae had to hide. Ah! He would have had to hide yon body! Your Honor, there's something we've all been overlooking. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tanae would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right. If we can figure out where that hiding place was. Exactly. We might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down with. And what better place than a giant-ass metal box that only he could open? Oh.
Take that!
Yeah. Talk about a panic move. Wait, a box big enough for a body? A box that was in the courtroom the whole time? A box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it? Mr. Tanae. What is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? Y'all ain't gonna be smug in about 5 minutes. No, you're the one who's going to show it to me. Pardon? You heard me. Now, show me what's inside that bomb transport case. What? Why? No! There's no need! I got him. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object. And then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial? Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Very few people would have. The answer is right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that could withstand any impact. No, that's, completely false. If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. Open that sucker up. I'm sure it's not gonna be full of blood, so let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? Open that box. Open that, oh, what's happening? Let's not. You don't get much of a choice in the matter, good sir. Not if you value your Whoa, hello. What's he up to now? Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 oh my god. What? Huh? I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. What's going on? Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off. Mr. Tanae, Are you threatening me? I am the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me. But Mr. Tenate, didn't you say that's just a training model, a fake to practice on? I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH3000. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually not gonna buy that. But the HH3000 was used to blow up courtroom number 4, wasn't it? How do you know it was the real HH3000 that blew up courtroom number 4? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one. One that I made. What? Then are we to take that as a confession on your part? Take it any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. Why? That's ridiculous. Also, not for nothing, you literally said you were unable to replicate like the wiring or the trigger mechanism or something. Either way, before you had any reason to start lying, you said that, and I think that's the truth, so I ain't buying it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4. Mr. Tenate, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that? The HH3000, it is so unique. I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. Yeah, exactly. So, I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? I mean, we have a photo of it outside of it, so yeah, actually. Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH3000 in there? I confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check. Then what the hell is the... Wait, hang on a damn second. Then what was this photo? What is this photo then? What? So there really is a possibility the bomb was switched out? No, not a possibility. A certainty. I did it. So he's had a real bomb with him this whole time? You had better get out of here while you can. You do not have much time. I'm pretty sure we're safe, but, you know, be safe about it anyway. Order in the court! I'm out of here! It's gotta blow! Run! Huh. I'm actually kind of surprised that Payne would still be here. I'm gonna be real. You 4 are still here? Well, well, aren't you brave? It just wouldn't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. But that horrible explosion the other day. The judge looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second. I don't blame him. As for Mr. Payne, I'm shocked he's here. That is... Holy crap, that was funny. That was the most amazing run. Holy crap. Mr. Wright, what do we do? It'd be pretty pathetic to run now, wouldn't it? But the bomb might go off. Only 3 more minutes, folks. Is that bomb really the HH3000? What should I do? Run like a yellow-bellied chicken. Nah, be brave. He's bluffing. Phoenix Wright is the king of bluffs, and he can smell one out a million miles away. Can't run now. Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now. With my dear, dear HH3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate it on the spot. Farewell.
Hold it!
Yeah, you stop that mess right there. You're not going anywhere, Ted Tenate. Oh? Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. And the music is blaring! Are you sure, Mr. Wright? More of your famous bluffing? Even at the risk of your own life? Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now, not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here. I'm not bluffing, and I have proof. You do? Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb, clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tenate's bomb is not the real HH3000. Really? Out with it then, immediately! Where is the proof that Mr. Tenate is not holding the real bomb? Well, I mean, it kinda has to be this little part here, now don't it? It's all finally relevant! The display for the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely, that's why they zoomed in on that. Oh, that's clever. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tenate used the bomb to attack Detective Arm. But the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken. Oh, you're right. Therefore, this is not the real bomb. Mr. Tenate was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb and the stuffed animal. The real bomb blew up in the courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a model used for their training purposes. Grovel! Fear not, Your Honor! I waggle my finger with so much authority. I will examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself. Yes, please do that. I'm scared. No, stop! It's a big poodle of blood right there. What is that a blood stain? Just as I expected. Your lies have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tenate. I'm confident DNA analysis on this bloodstain will confirm that it's Detective Arm's blood, and that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. How about it, Mr. Tenate? Yo! Think you can dismantle this decisive evidence? That was really cool. Dismantle it? You're too late! You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time! This HH-3000 is about to explode! Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tenate. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake. It's real! This bomb is the real thing, I tell you! It's real! Mad Bomber Party of 1. There's no time left! It's going to blow! I have to disarm it! I have to take it apart! I can dismantle anything! I can take apart evidence! I can take apart bombs! I can dismantle it all! Dismantle! 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 I'm not gonna make it! Only one thing left to do! Stop! Is he alive? Okay, he is. Made it! That was an excellent breakdown. Oh. That's perfect. It's all over. My life has been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? Oh, this poor gal. She confronted me in courtroom number 4 that day. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault! While I was looking for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. And now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. Then that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. After my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and I found that kid all up in my bomb transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him and BAM! And when that idiot police arrested that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why? Dumbass. Ted Tenate, you are hereby under arrest on suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. What do you want to bet we literally never see that guy again? Be that as it may, I will now announce Miss Juniper Wood's verdict. Ba-ba-boom. Yay! Happy! Not here! Court is adjourned. Amazing. That was a great first case. I liked that a lot. Really showed off a lot of the changes and advancements of the series. This is fantastic. You did it, boss! Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off somehow. So many mysteries cleared up all at once. It was amazing. It just sort of worked out that way, didn't it? Also, this is a nice little tune. That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen. And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of there, that was great. Mr. Wright, Fina, thank you for everything you did for me. I'm so happy for you, Judy. Now you can go back home to the forest in peace. Like the forest nymph I assumed you were. I hope the both of you will come and visit me there sometime. That would be nice. Thank you for the invitation. I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm not so sure you can make it all the way up to Judy's house. How high up do you live again, Judy? Around 3,000 feet, I think? What? That's no forest, that's a mountain! But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving. Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is this the unsolved mystery you're thinking of? I guess the switch? I mean, that's the only thing that had nothing to do with anything. The remote switch, right? Yeah. I wonder where it disappeared to. Maybe Mr. Tenate just got rid of it somewhere? Yeah, it is a pretty big thing to leave unsolved, though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. That's not our job. For now, we should be celebrating our not guilty verdict. Well, I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Judy, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone. Okay. Hey, her grandmother? No, silly, to Apollo! Oh, right, he's at the hospital. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him? Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his gourd. Okay. And so the courtroom bombing case came to a close. But the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Our names are astoundingly amazing like that. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. Damn straight, we've all got superpowers. When our powers combined, we're an unstoppable team. At least that's what I believed. What the heck that's supposed to mean? We solve all the cases. You ain't keeping nothing from me. That's some bull honk right there. I ain't even listening. But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test. Oh, we're still going. That's different. It's still the anything engine. Okay. Oh.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait,
Tracy!
what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why?
I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
It's nice to see Trucy. Well, that stinks.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
There's definitely some grand mystery we're going to be learning about over time. What happened to you, Apollo? Dark Apollo. Punished Apollo. Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. I was going to ask about that. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. We had tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature. You don't have to keep giving me intrigue. I'm already gonna play it. Man! Man, why these games always gotta be so good? Ah! Ah, now I gotta play more. Oh, man. Okay, well, I love that, and I am intrigued by all of the things. Like, literally all of the things. I want to see more. I want more. Slap my desk. I want more. And hopefully you do too, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the start of a brand new case. Or at least, I guess, a case that was in the past. It's contextual information. Regardless, the point stands. It's new to us, or at least new to me. You probably have already seen this game before. Whatever! I'll see you tomorrow. I had fun.